Hello everyone and welcome again to my channel. My name is Emefa and today I bring to you another bookage video. Today I'm going to be doing the mid-year freakout tag. Last year was the first time participating and it's usually done in the middle of the year. And as you know, June is the middle of the year. So here I am to participate one more time. Let's get right to it. First question. Best book you've read so far in 2022. So far I've read 18 books out of the 35 books I plan on reading, and out of the 18 books, 3 books are my favorites. Pets by Akweke Imezi, Buried Beneath the Baobab Tree by Adaobi Tricia Inwalbani, I hope I got the name right. The Girl Who Smiled Beats by Clementine Wamaria. The Girl Who Smiled Beats is a non-fiction and it's about the war that happened in Rwanda. Buried Beneath the Baobab Tree, it's about the 276 girls who were kidnapped by Boko Haram in northern Nigeria. And then Pets is a fantasy. This is a book about a world that is perfect until Pet comes around and makes us see, or makes the characters see, that the world isn't as perfect as she believes. Question 2. Best sequel you've read so far in 2022. So I literally just started reading Four Aunties and a Wedding. That's a sequel to Dowley for Aunties by Jesse Kilsutanto. I haven't completed. I'm not even halfway through the book, so I can't say for sure if it's the best sequel. But so far, I haven't read any sequels to any books yet, so that question isn't for me. Question 3. New release you haven't read yet, but want to. So there are 2 books. That's Vagabonds by Iloghosa Osunde. I was literally roped into it by Nasiba. She says if I don't read it, that's the end. So I'm going to get to reading that book. And then You Made a Fool of Death with Your Beauty. I think that's the right thing. You Made a Fool of Death with Your Beauty by Akweke Imezi. I've read a couple of Akweke's books that I've loved. People on Bookstagram and Booktube are reading it. It's very popular now and I want to get it. I may not read it now. I want the hype to die down first before I get to reading it. So these are the 2 books that have been released that I haven't read yet but would want to. The 4th question, most anticipated release for the second half of the year. This channel is a co-host channel, Colin Hoover. I've read It Ends With Us, and my most anticipated book, It Starts With Us, which will be released I think in October. I can't wait to read that book because I loved it. Ends With Us, I loved it so much. Although lots of people had their own reservations about it, so I'm not going to talk about that here, but I'm just going to talk about the positives of the book. I loved it and I can't wait to read It Starts With Us. Biggest disappointment. Okay, I think there are 2 books, yes. One is The Baby Is Mine by Oyinkan Braithwaite or something. That's the name, I think. She is also the author of My Sister the Serial Killer. I didn't like that book, and My Sister the Serial Killer was super hyped. So I read it and I didn't like it. I read The Baby Is Mine too, and I still don't like it. You Truly Assumed by Leila Sabrin. I mean, when I started reading it, I was like, oh wow, this is like a strong opening. The book is about Islamophobia and it's about 3 girls who are Muslims who try to debunk the notion that all Muslims are terrorists. So it happens that there's a terrorist attack and the culprit has a Muslim name, and people just assumed he was Muslim because he bears a Muslim name. And as a matter of fact, the person wasn't even Muslim at all, but people had just made up their minds. I think it was a really strong message, but the execution was poor. The plot, the characters were just too perfect that it got to a point I felt like I knew the move of the character. Not to say that giving hope in books is bad, but I think how it was tackled made it flat. It made it unrealistic. So like it was a big disappointment for me. But I really, really, really love the book cover. It's so beautiful. But the book, no. Question 6, biggest surprise. So I have 2 books actually. The first is Sleep Well My Lady by Kwekwate. This book kept appearing in my recommendations on SCRIBD, and I gave it a go, and oh my goodness, did I love this book. I think it was executed well. The writing was beautiful, the characters, everything was done nicely, that I didn't expect that from a Ghanaian author, because over here there's a notion that Ghanaian authors are not as good as Nigerian authors. So I was really wowed when I read Kwekwate's book. The second is My Body by Emily Ratajkowski. She's an American model, and this is a non-fiction. It's a collection of essays telling us her life in the modeling world, what she's faced as a woman in the modeling world. People find it easy because they're from rich homes, prestigious homes, families, but she literally had to climb the ladder to get to this point, and she's been through so much misogyny. She's been through just so much, and I love the straightforwardness of the essays, the simplicity, the honesty, the rawness of the book. I think was a big surprise because this is her debut too, and so yeah, I think she did well. Question 7, favorite new author. So my favorite new author is Khalid Hosseini, the author of The Kite Runner, A Thousand Splendid Suns, and The Mountains Echoed, and The Sea Prayer. I haven't read Sea Prayer, I haven't read The Mountains Echoed. I've read The Kite Runner and A Thousand Splendid Suns, and I love this book. I recommended The Kite Runner to a friend, and he loved it. Question 8, newest fictional crush. I'm not so much in the crushes category, so I do not have any fictional crush yet, so this question isn't for me. Number 9, newest favorite character. Mariam from A Thousand Splendid Suns and Hassan from The Kite Runner. I think these 2 characters were phenomenal. Question 10, book that made you cry. So these books are from Khalid Hosseini. That's A Thousand Splendid Suns and Kite Runner. You should get into reading the book to know how I actually felt while reading the book. It's a tearjerker. It's beautiful in a sad way. You should just get to reading it and you would know how I felt about it. Book that made you happy. I think it should be a book that made you laugh out loud, and it will be Nearly All the Men in Lagos Are Mad by Damilare Kuku. This book is a collection of short stories. Oh my god, the ghetto. Lagos men are nearly mad. All the stories in it are so funny that it made me happy. Like, there's no sad moments in the book actually. Even if there's a sad moment at the end of it, there's this funny aspect to it. It's such a hilarious book. 12, most beautiful book you've bought or received this year. I'm going to go with Misfits by Michaela Kuo. I love the cover. It's a beautiful cover, you can tell. And The Secret Lives of Baba Seji's Wives. This is, I think, the 5th or 4th book cover I've seen. And so far, this is the most beautiful one I got myself this year. Actually, it was a gift I got this year. What books do you need to read by the end of this year? And The Mountains Echoed by Khalid Hosseini. I started reading it, can't even tell from where I've placed the bookmark, but for some reason, I don't know, I think I wasn't in a good mood, so I put it back down, but I'm hoping I pick it up before the year ends. And The Sex Lives of African Women by Nana Dakwasi Chiama. Can't wait to read that too. So yeah, this brings me to the end of this book tag. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. If you did, kindly subscribe, like, comment, share to friends and family, and I'll try to see if I can see you on another video. Bye guys.